Role model was still Dory the Explorer when he explored my body inch by inch. It started normally with the usual treats of sweet and biscuit. I thought he was the best uncle in the world. I didn't know he had plans of ruining my world. It was a light peck on the cheek, and then it graduated to a kiss on my lips. It was like, damn, for a small girl, you have such nice hips. I was just 9, getting ready for my common entrance. When he first entered me, I cried, I screamed, but no one heard me. And that was the beginning of the end for me. My favorite uncle is now my worst enemy. It would be an understatement if I call him a beast. There was that twinkle in his eyes anytime he climbed on top of me. Every tear that dropped from my eyes was accompanied by a moan from his lips, gently parted out with ecstasy. He kept sucking the life out of me. Little by little, he didn't just take away my virginity, he included my sanity in addition to my divinity. I became a beast myself. I didn't have any regard for spirituality. I felt as if God wasn't there when I needed Him. I became a loner. My parents were too busy to notice the changes. I became a shadow of myself, which made it harder for them to see me for what I had become. This went on for years. He kept devouring me. It was the definition of hell on earth. For him, it was the usual trend. I got used to the torture. It became not just my companion, but my best friend. Hey, it was my boyfriend. I grew up with pain by my side. Now I'm inside my prison, staring at the bars, going back, thinking about my life. When I was 19, I knew I only had 2 options. It was either going to be suicide or murder. So I made up my mind. When he stepped into my room that night, I decided to take charge of my life. I made good use of the kitchen knife. I pressed it deep into his chest so I could check if he had a heart. But because of that, I was sent on exile. They said I defiled the laws of the land. Their words were I had no right to take matters into my own hand. But what they didn't listen to, what they didn't care about, was that he defiled my land first. I would have blossomed into a beautiful flower, but he stole my petals.
What a very pathetic one, right?
Yes,
Yes, it's a real life story of what happened. This is someone I taught when she was 6 years. Okay, she's the good thing there is that her petals were restored, and she is studying criminology in the University of Jos now. She's doing good, and her baby boy is doing wonderful. She didn't take out a child. So, what can become of your child? So many children are out there going through worse scenario than this. Yes, was I spoke with her this morning before even coming on air. Yes, but you know what? I know in a good time, when she's willing, she'll still come with the talk. So, why is it important to teach the children? So, let's start with Michelle. Michelle, what is sex education?
sex education is the enlightenment on sex,
Okay.
disadvantages and the advantages of it.
Yes, enlightenment. You know, that's big English because I didn't go to school too. So, enlightenment means what? Knowing about what? Sex, right? The disadvantage and the disadvantages. The advantages and disadvantages. Okay? Okay, let's have Chinedu. Say something. What is sex education? What's your thoughts about it?
Sex education is for children to learn and know.
Yes, to know about their body, right? Yes, to know about your body. You know about your head, you know about your hand, you know about even your bum bum, everywhere. Don't worry, last year was not fun, we were raw. And how did I get to know about this is how people accepted this was that people called and they were like, thank you so much. And sometimes when some people see me and they're like, we love what you did, it really helped us. So it's very important. So let's have Chisom. What's sex education in your own thoughts or according to your own reasoning?
It's to help children know that no one has the right to touch their body.
Yes, it's to let you boys and girls at home know that no one has the right, even mommies and daddies. That's true. They need to take permission. Yes, even mommies and daddies. So anyone Who doesn't take that permission is abusing you, is molesting you. Okay, let's hear Blessed. What's your own view about it?
Sex education are the instructions given on issues related to human sexuality.
Okay, big English. Big English. Anyway, some people who understand big English. See, what he's trying to say is knowing about all you need to know about your body. If you are a boy, if you are a girl, he's saying knowing about your body. When your body is saying this is what it means. When your body says that is what it means. That's what he's saying. Him. He's using big English. Me, I didn't go to big school. Anyway, boys and girls, I know you're enjoying us at home. So, do you think it's good to teach children sex education? Chinedu?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, why did you say yes?
It will help the children to learn and know.
Okay, it will help the children to learn and to know about themselves. I love that. Chisom, I love the way you see it like the king of Teen City 104.3. So say something. Is it important to teach children sex education?
Yes,
Why did he say so?
to help children understand that there are parts of their body that no one should touch.
Yes, I love that. Okay, Blessed?
It's important to teach children sex education because whether you teach them or not, they'll still get the information from their peers or online. So it's good to teach them what is good about it and teach them how to protect their bodies.
Okay. They will still know about it from their peers. It means friends. Peers means friends. People like his age or your age grade. Don't mind me. That's very important. Okay, Mishi, let's go.
Yes, it's good to teach them so that they can avoid being targets. Or
Okay.
victims by
Yes.
sexual abuse.
So that they can avoid it. So is it somebody that come and help them to avoid it? Who? Themselves, right? Good. Okay, this is another thing you need to know, boys and girls. They say 95 to 90% of those who abuse children are relations, people who are close to those children. It could be family members, it could be those who are staying with you in the house, but generally these are people who are very close to the children in their homes. So, don't you think it's important you arm your children with this information, with this knowledge? Okay, boys and girls, and you know it's very important. You should know. How do you know somebody you should avoid? We will get to talk about all of this, but today we are just watering the ground for what is ahead. Okay, now let me ask this: what do you think you have to say to parents who are shy of giving their children lessons on sex education? We have several parents who are shy. Michelle, let me hear you.
Well, I think they should be free with their children.
They should be free with their children.
They should come out of their shyness and speak to their children about the disadvantages and the advantages of sex and how to avoid being abused.
Wow, I love that. I love that. Okay. Chisom, what do you want to say to mommies and daddies who are like, I don't want my child to know about this thing? What do you have to say to them?
They have to tell their children.
They have to tell their children.
So that to avoid their children getting in any sex
Yes.
abusers.
So that they will not need to avoid story that touches the heart. Am I right? That story to avoid it. Nedu, say something. What do you want to say to mommy and daddy who are like, no, my child is small, I don't want to talk? What do you have to say to such a parent?
If we didn't teach your children sex education, they don't know anything.
Ooh, they'll just be what people will kick aside. Am I right? People will use them anyhow. Yes, I love that. See, chop knuckle from there. Take it. 1, 2, ikwagam. It's just simple as that. Blessed? What do you have to say?
They should start by drawing their children closer to them. Their children should be their friend, and they should not necessarily just go into it. They should start by another conversation and then to take it as a process, stage by stage, and so that their children will know about it.
He said he's motivational speaker. He's speaking like one. And you can see, you need it. Let's start with you, Uncle Motivational Speaker. Give us disadvantages, because some people need to hear it. Give us some disadvantages of not teaching their children sex education.
Well, if you don't teach your children sex education, they are more risks of getting abused by sex abusers because they will not know anything about it. The sex abusers will start by touching their private parts, which you have not taught them about. And then and if you don't teach them, they will most likely go wayward in life because they will not know what is good about it and what is bad about it. They will not know how to abstain from it.
Wow. Anyway, it's self-explanatory. Chizo, let's hear you.
Disadvantages of sex education is that if you do not if your children do not know sex education, they might be involved in sexual abuse.
Yes, that's true. They can even be the one that will go and abuse other children. Let me hide the boy's name. See, for years of being with children, as in children at the grassroots, I know what I'm saying. In a school, a child, a boy, was caught going to touch girls. He has been doing it for years. He used to go and be touching girls in toilet when it's break time. They caught him. This is not somebody told me. So, but if you are a mother and you didn't tell your child that somebody should not touch your child, we think it's a good thing. But if your child knows that it's wrong, you see that your child will give that child, that person, hot slap and go and report. But anyway, it's important. But if you don't tell your child, okay, should I even tell you one? There's this girl from 9 years old. Her so-called stepfather was abusing her. But the mother will not listen. And the girl has done all sorts of terrible bad things that you can think of. She has done abortion severally. It was, do you know when she finally broke free of that? By the help of God and little assistance we could offer, it was when she was 15 years. Terrible things, because what? Nobody said it. Anyway. Chiman, give us another bomb. Give us one disadvantage.
Parents, if you didn't teach your children, they might go abuse people too. They might enter.
Wait, it's okay. Did you hear what he said? He said, if you don't teach your child will be the one that will be abusing other children. Who knows? Maybe your child used to watch those bad films. You go and practice it on other people's children. That's what Chichi Boss is saying. Anyway, Michelle, let's go with you. Let's hear your opinion.
One of the disadvantages are they could be molested
Sure.
by the sexual abuser.
Sure.
They wouldn't know what is right and wrong involving sex.
That's true.
And they could be easy targets
That's true.
of victims
That's true.
by most sexual abusers.
That's true. That's true. Thank you so much. Now, I want you to say something. How can parents help their children against sex abusers? I need you to talk to parents. They are listening. Don't mind them. They can hear you as you're talking. How can parents help their children? Let's start with you, Michelle.
Parents can help their children by teaching them about sex education.
Okay, teaching them.
Yes.
Like, let me help you paint the picture. Like, they should sit down. See, let me even help you. See, if you don't know what to say, parent, and you are listening, if you can just reach out to us, just check out Teen City FM on Facebook, or you look for Uncle Show, like Uncle, then SHO. Just send a message. We'll send you what you need to use to start teaching your children. Don't be shy. That's what Michelle is saying. You can sit down in the house and talk with your child. They know more than you. Am I saying the truth? Yes, some of these children know more than you. Anyway, let's leave it. Chinedu, talk to them. Talk to mommy. How can mommy and daddy teach the children? How can they let them know?
By teaching them sex education.
The same word too is teaching, just like Michelle. Anyway, we are getting our opinion. Let's hear you. Chisom.
Parents can help their children know that when they are being sexually abused, they should scream for help.
They should scream. Did you get it? It's also said parents should help, which means parents will, you have to be intentional. That's what they are saying. Let's hear. Blessed.
Yeah, parents should help their children by bringing them closer to them, so that they will be able to open up to any issues they are facing, any sexual challenge, in case they are being molested or any issue they are encountering.
Wow. So it means it starts with the attitude of the parent. If you are far away from your child, it simply means don't expect anything. Is that what you're saying? Wow. It's just as simple as this. Mommies and daddies, we pray God will really help us. It's very important. But notwithstanding, you heard that from my wonderful friend, the earlier one. At 9, she was abused and all of that. So let's hear another piece from her about stigmatization. Some things she went through and what some sexual abusers are going through. And what should we do? If you are listening, you don't want your child to go through this. You have to take the bold step of doing the needful. Teach your child.
She's pretty, she's smart, she's a beauty. The society finds it easy to tell her story. They do not care, they shade her past glory. Because of a single mistake, she's now termed as unholy. They say things about her, they do not care about her feelings. Deep down in her heart, she's bleeding, and now she needs healing. But she's scared to voice it out. scared because of the judgment of judges who have never been called to bar. They say, you see this one? She's trash. When they pick the decent ones, she comes last. I am a victim, so I know how it broke my heart. Her family also takes part. She expects her mom to help her bear the shame. Her dad is supposed to tell her it's going to be okay, but they are the first to cast her away, and now she has nowhere to stay. She can't sleep at night because of the whispers she keeps hearing in her head. The whispers of people telling her she is no good. She's filled with confusion, depression, and pain. Her eyes are tired. She no longer has tears to drain. She decides to go to the church, but there is also judgment in the church. That's why slowly by slowly her attendance drops, and then it finally stops. Her only choice is the club, and she's welcomed with open arms. It becomes her place of solace. It becomes her home. In order to forget her sorrows, she drinks, she smokes, and maybe even drugs. And all you do is to point accusing fingers at her. Yes, she knows she has a little bit of fault. That's why she didn't have an abortion. She tried to be strong. But those little judgmental words of yours, you calling her a whore, they have broken her, they have pushed her to the wall. She's still trying to put up that defensive front. But all she needs, all she wants, all she desires is a little bit of love. A little bit of love that she will never get because of that single act of wrong.
It's just simple. I know you got the message. So you don't want your child to go through such experience. And you know what? This same lady, she's now an advocate with regards to this. She talks to other people on how to protect themselves and all of that. You get to meet her someday. Yes. Okay, good. Now let's talk. How can children identify an abuser? Who want to kickstart? Yeah. Okay, let's start with you.
Well, children can identify an abuser based on the fact that most abusers like to do their things in secrecy in a secluded area where nobody can see them, and then they are mostly family members, as research has shown.
Yes, sir. Wow, thank you. Who else? Okay, Michelle, let's go with you.
Children can identify a sex abuser by the way he or she behaves towards that person.
Okay. Behaves like how?
The person could bring attractive gifts
Oh.
in order to lure them
Yeah.
to abuse.
That's true. And they use this. Okay, one of my friends said they use sugar-coated words. They use sweet words that will just get your. The moment someone is trying to wind your head, boys and girls, you can hear me. It's time to what? To get out of there. And also, some people like to be showing them bad things. Am I right? Saying bad things to them. That's time for you to run away. Anyway, what are some children supposed to do when they notice someone is like an abuser? Chinedu, I like your bomb. Give me one.
Run, scream, or report.
Oh my God. Let's take it 1-1. Run. Did you get what he said? He didn't say you should say no, sorry. He said run. That's what the boy said. He said you should run. If possible, your leg should touch your head. Am I saying the truth? He said you should scream. Am I right? I love that. That's why I want to, in that big punch, keep giving it. Thank you. Okay, who else want to give? Who else? Who else?
Yes.
Okay.
The children should get as far as possible from that area and then report to any welfare organization or their parents.
Thank you so much. That has even settled it all. It's very simple. Okay, boys and girls at home, I know usually time is always not enough whenever we're doing something like this, but I assure you that we will definitely still have enough time to be treating this topic, and you will get to talk. Those two questions, they are still vital. Okay, so let's say as a word of advice to children, to parents, to community, to government, what do you have to say? Who wants to start? Okay, Michelle, let's go with you.
Okay, to children, they should learn to listen to parents or responsible adults that are teaching them about sex education.
That's true.
To parents, they should learn to teach their children more on sex education
That's
and
true.
how to avoid being victims.
That's true. Thank
For
you.
government, they
Yeah.
should create or raise awareness or programs
Like
that
this?
can teach, yes, that can teach parents.
Wait, don't go too far. I need you to put your hands together for Tin City 104.3. 1, 2, go. Ah, 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 ah. Yes. I can bet you and I can tell you you can't find it anywhere. Think City 104.3 is doing this because we care. We care. We want to get our society off these terrible experiences. That's true. Thank you. Okay, so wrap it up.
Okay, for government,
Yeah.
they should punish or prosecute sexual abusers who are likely to abuse
Children.
your children, mostly minors.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
in the
Thank you so
society.
much. Thank you. Chinedu, anything? Any advice? Okay, no advice. I wanted that big boom that used to drop. Okay, let's hear Chisom.
Parents should pay more attention to the
To their
activities
children.
that their children participate in.
Correct.
And
Some
children-
children. Wait. I love that area. Sometimes some children in the night they will do as if they are sleeping. They will carry duvet, right, or blanket. They will cover their head and they will be doing some things under the blanket. Mommy and daddy, you watch it. That's what Chichi is saying. What again?
Children should avoid bad friends.
Children avoid bad friends. You can hear. It's not Gusho that is talking. Anyway, let's go to another person. Blessed.
The children should open up to their parents whatever they are facing. If there's a sexual abuser around, they should report to their parents, and the parents should also draw their children closer so that their children will not have problem opening up to them what they are facing.
Wow.
And then for the communities, they should be each other's brother's keeper. If you notice a sexual abuser around, you report to welfare organizations or the parents of the child, and then you correct the child when you see the child as is going wrong. And to the government, I suggest they include sex education to the curriculum of education.
Anyway, whoever is listening, this is just their opinion and they are saying it from the depth of their heart. I can bet to tell you none of them is holding a paper to say all that they are saying. Okay? Yes. Someone help me take this picture. I will post it so that you get to see it. None of them. They are just talking from their heart because it's a thing that concerns them and it concerns every one of us out there. It's very important we all address this. Okay, boys and girls. Okay, let's just do a 5-minute thing if you want to call. Oh, okay, you know what? We still have time. You just go and think on all of this. To the boys and to the girls, go and think. Our question still stands. By God's grace, we'll be alive to be here next week. We'll still deal on this topic. Is that okay? And thereafter, we will create time enough to talk, to get enough feedbacks. I know some people want to really talk with us, but we don't have all of the time now. But I just want to say thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you, Chinedu, for coming. Thank you, Chisom. And thank you, Blessed, for coming. Okay, so as a way of sending out your shout-outs, let's start with Michelle. Your shout-outs.
I want to shout out to my mom for teaching me about sex education.
I think your mom has a name, so that if she's listening somewhere, she can know you are referring to her.
Okay, I want to shout out to my mom, Rachel, for
Okay.
teaching me about sex education.
Okay.
I want to shout out to my 2 sisters
Okay.
and to the coordinator of this program and to everyone out there.
God bless you. Okay, Chinedu, over to your shout-outs.
I want to shout to my mother for teaching me sex education. I want to shout to my father for helping me to know sex education.
Okay, what their names? Call their names so that they can be happy. Someone who doesn't know is your father can hear the name and say, okay, oh yeah, now call their names.
I want to tell
Their names, your mother's name.
I want to thank
Your mother's name. Call your mother's name. Let her be happy. I know she's not here. She can be happy where she is. Call her name.
I want to thank
It's
Ifeoma,
okay.
my
The
mom.
boy has forgotten his mommy's name. So who again do you want to greet?
I said my mother name is Ifeoma.
Speak into the mic. Speak into the mic.
I want to thank Ifeoma, my mother,
Mhm.
for teaching me sex education.
And your
I
daddy.
I want to thank my father, Vincent Chinedu, for helping me to know sex education.
Mhm.
I want to shout to my brother, my 2 brothers.
Okay, better. Oh yeah, now Chisom, over to
I
you.
want to shout out to my parents for paying attention to me.
Okay, your parents. So their names?
My mother, Georgina, and my father, Godwin.
Okay, so. Okay, Blessed, over to you.
I want to give a shout out to my parents, Mr. Olubi and Dr. Deborah, and I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Woshwe, Daniel, Isaac, Victor, and the rest. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so thank you so much. And we just want every one of you out there who listen to know that you are special to us on Thing City 104.3. The fact that you all are there, that's why we are happy to be here. Thank you to those who join us on social media. Live and direct, we are saying thank you so much. We are blessed to have you. We cannot take feedbacks today because time is up, but we promise next week we'll have a continuation of this and we'll definitely have time for this. For next week, we won't be taking the animal segment and all other things because we'd like to take a great deal of your feedback and we want to really address a lot of this. And if you're out there and you think there's something we should do that we can make this better, why not? Reach out to us on Tin City 104.3. And if you can reach out to Uncle Show, it's just simple. Just Google Uncle Show, S-H-O, Uncle S-H-O. And that's just that. We want to say thank you so much for joining us. And to the boys and girls at home, please, let's blow them a hot kiss. 1, 2, go. Mwah! Yes, we love you all and we want you to know that stay out of trouble. Be obedient. That is very important. And with that, you are sure of having a safe life. And with that, we want to say we love you all and take good care of yourself. So, what song should I play? We all are agents of change. So, enjoy this song, Agent of Change from Uncle Show and Friends. We love you all. So, can I hear bye-bye?
Bye bye.